In this lesson, we'll be looking at data that has been displayed in various line graphs. So line graphs are used when you want to show how something changes over time. That's the best reason to use a line graph, how something changes over time. Line graphs can also be deceptive or distorting. A couple ways you can do that is, again, if the vertical axis does not start at 0, or if it is not scaled evenly. So if you look at this one that's highlighted now about the water park, I want you to notice that the y-axis or the vertical axis does not start at 0. It starts down here at 2,000 patrons instead of starting at 0 patrons. And what that does is it makes the difference from every day of the week look way more drastic than it really is. If I were to start that axis at 0, you would see that it's not that different. So like from 2000 to 20, between Monday and Tuesday, it goes from 2000 to 2100. And from Tuesday to Wednesday, it goes from 2100 to 2900. Really not that big of a difference, but it sure looks like it when you have the graph that does not start at 0. Okay? Over here on this graph that is now highlighted, I want you to notice that the y-axis goes from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 4. It is not scaled evenly because it jumps by 1 in the first increment and 1 in the second increment, but then it jumps by 2 right here and by 4 right here. And so that is not okay, and that is distorting as well. All right, then we're going to use this question here, this graph here, to answer the questions. Notice this talks about the value of Sarah's car. Again, you need to scale both the x-axis and the y-axis. You can see that the x-axis is in terms of time. Okay, and that is very common. Notice that it is also scaled evenly. It goes from 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's jumping year by year, each time 1 year increments, and it has to be scaled evenly as well. The x-axis does not need to start at 0, but the y-axis does, which our y-axis talks about money, and it does go from $0 and then jumps to $5,000, $10,000, and so on and so forth all the way up. So the question is, how would the change in the value of the car between 2001 and 2002 compare to the change between 2005 and 2006? So if we look at our graph, and I look at the year 2001, in the year 2001, it's 24,400. So let's see, the year 2001, right here. It goes from 24,000 right here in the year 2001 to, in the year 2002, 22,500. Okay, so in the year 2001 to 2002, it goes this much, 24,000 minus 22,500, which means it's a $1,500 drop. Okay. Then if I look at 2005 to 2006, I'm going to do that in a different color. 2005 right here is a $14,500 value in the car. And then 2006 is a $10,000 value in the car. And if I subtract those, then of course I have a $4,500 drop. So basically the car depreciated or decreased in value much more from 2005 to 2006 than it did from 2001 to 2002. Okay, much bigger drop here. Okay. Next question, what is the total drop in the value of the car from 2001 until 2007? So in 2001, I was at $24,000. And in 2007, I was at 5,800. So 24,000 and subtract 5,800 gives me an $18,200 drop in the car. Which cars do. Cars depreciate or decrease in value as they age. And hopefully that will be enough for your line graph needs.